Well, let's see how many I get come in tonight that just pop in and pop out and don't say anything. There's the first one. Last time I think I had 5. There's 2. Hey, Sammy. Thought you was going to town. You're going to town. That means they get all the roads and stuff open there around you. You can't hear me? I didn't mute you. Why did you mute yourself? Hey, Josh. Oh, I'd be all right, Josh, if I could just get rid of this damn cough. I've had it now for, I don't know, 3 weeks or better. Well, you shouldn't be typing when you're riding the bike, anyways. Yeah, it's only 53 here, Josh. 53. That's 12 Celsius. Yeah, you can do it with your left hand, and your left hand also operates the brake. Left hand, yeah, that's right, left hand, because right hand's gas. Have you got much snow, Josh? I was talking with another truck driver earlier today. There, she's from Florida, but she just made a run from Oregon to New Jersey, then back to Oregon, and getting out across Wyoming on I-80. She spent half the time out there just sitting in a truck stop or on the side of the road because the weather was so bad and the roads were closed. Well, they didn't have that much snow out there either, but it got so icy, and the wind was blowing so hard. Hey, RR. But she was only carrying, I think she said 7 or 8 thousand pounds in the trailer, so there was nothing to hold it down, and the darn wind was blowing her all over the road. For those of you wondering why I was typing everything to her, she's on her bike going into town and couldn't hear anything I was saying. That's why I was teasing her that she'd end up running over something, playing around typing and stuff on her phone instead of watching where she was going. Josh, have you talked to IJ lately? I don't think I've seen her on in a couple days. Oh, I said I'm just going to do 2021 over again. I didn't have money to buy a 2022 calendar, so I'll just do 2021 over again. I already know what's going to happen. Yeah, out through Wyoming there on I-80, the weather was really bad where they were getting a lot of wind and slick roads and stuff. Yeah, it's probably been that for me too. And then I think it's December 30th. They're just northwest of Denver. They had that big fire that said burned off around 5,000 acres and around 1,000 houses were lost. If originally we're saying it was started by a grass fire somewhere, and tonight's news first they started saying they showed a piece of a video of a fire at some place or another, and said they were wanting to get more information about that, thinking that was the cause of it. And then later they were saying they didn't know what the cause of the fire was. Whereabouts in New York are you? New York gets its share of snow every year. I see earlier on the news Washington, D.C. was getting a lot of snow today. Yeah, but she's been down here in Atlanta. She went home for the holidays. And then the last I talked to her, she was still sick. I was hoping she'd get over that before she went back to work. She's caught a cold or whatever, like half of the rest of us have. That's been my problem. I caught a sinus cold probably 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. I don't know. And I just can't get rid of it. I get to feeling good, and then I turn around and get a spell where I get all stuffed up again and then start coughing. And like right now, just talking makes me want to keep coughing. And with that, I probably won't stay on very long tonight, or I'll get the choking, won't be able to talk to you anyways. We had a front move through here last night that dropped the temperature a little bit, not a lot. We didn't get any rain or anything out of it. We just got a lot of wind out of it. I noticed different places, my yard and neighbors and whatnot, there's stuff blowing over, in the yard, But yeah, I know, Josh. They had a thing in the news tonight there about all the people that are lining up at these centers to get the test, to find out if they're positive or not. And then they said there's so many young kids, 12 to 15 years old that are testing positive. So, and they're putting them in the hospital. then find out they've got something else wrong when their tests are inaccurate. I mean, why are they running and testing everybody and just waste the money doing it? If you're sick, stay home. If you're not, okay. They can't do anything to treat you for it anyways. It's like any type of cold. There is no treatment or cure for it. You just have to stick with it till your body, defeats it. The only thing you can do is the medicines and stuff that they sell for all these colds and fevers and everything else don't cure it. They're just a symptom relief is all they are. That's why the only thing I use is just aspirin. Keep showing I got 5 people here, but nobody's saying anything. I know Sammy said she was going background because she's on the bike heading into town. Well, they used to have them here. You could get them at Walgreens or wherever, but they ran out of them, and now they're having trouble. The stores are having trouble getting them back in, and even the testing centers are having trouble getting the ones that they do, which are more accurate. The self-test ones you buy at Walgreens or wherever aren't the most accurate, and a lot of people are getting false, readings on them. Yeah, I saw a thing on the news that they were talking about doing that. That instead of like if one kid comes down positive with it, where they've been taken, everybody in the class gets sent home for the 10 days or whatever. They're just going to send a self-test kit home with each kid in their backpack for the parents to test them at home. If you could test positive, you stay home. If you test negative, go back to school the next day. But they say you're contagious for a couple of days before you show any symptoms, and then for a couple of days after you first start showing them. So you can be contagious and passing it to everybody before you ever even know you're sick. Depending on what county you're in down here, some of them are going back to school, I think, tomorrow, and some of them, the rest of them, Wednesday. I've never understood down here why they don't, do the same thing all over the state, but each county has their own system, their own calendar, whatever, as far as when they go to school, when they go vacations, when they end in the summer, whatever. Mm. Well, don't know that's good or bad? When I used to live in New York, we used to have what they called snow days, which if the weather was too bad, they would cancel school for the day. Which I mean, I can understand it because that way it keeps the buses off the road that day and whatever. But it didn't matter how bad the weather was, all the kids that stayed home were then out playing in the snow anyways. They even used to with us would cancel school for the day if the temperatures got too cold. What part of New York are you in? That's where I'm originally from, is northern New York. My cat's laying across my leg here and behind my laptop. It makes it uncomfortable. I can't hardly move. Oh, okay. All right. What part of New York is your other half in then? I originally used to live up near Watertown, which is, I was less than a mile from Lake Ontario and about 30 miles from the Canadian border. Oh, you're down in the city. Okay. I lived in New York for 28 years and I've never been to New York City. It's like I've been in Florida for, I think, 39 years. I've never been to Disney. Just going and fighting with the crowds doesn't appeal to me. Plus, anymore, it costs so much to go to places like Disney. It's over $100 a person to go there. That's the same when I go to the Philippines. I prefer to be out in the province areas instead of in the cities, just to get away from the crowds. I'd rather be out there and listen to the roosters and stuff instead of the traffic noise in town. Oh, I agree with you there. Everything, even here in Florida, which is used to be a retirement place for seniors and whatever, because it was cheaper to live here. Everything here even get more expensive. And I'd rather, like myself, I like the Philippines too. Just I don't look for nothing fancy. I don't live fancy here. A lot of the stores down here, Josh, have signs, that saying that the CDC recommends it, and the store policy is you're supposed to, but they don't enforce it. Majority of the time, you see the employees wearing them, but even some of them not always. But customers, it's kind of half and half. I never wear a mask when I go anywhere. I mean, the only places I do wear them is if I have to go to the doctor's office or something, because they've gotten kind of strict there and won't let you in unless you put one on. But the Florida governor changed the rulings on all that quite a while back. That, uh, yeah, well, see, he removed it down here that the masks are not mandatory anywhere in Florida. Now, some businesses are making employees do it. They were talking tonight on the news that the schools and stuff, all of the teachers, the school staff, and all that have to wear a mask, but by law, they can't make the kids wear them, but they're recommending they do. But even when the COVID first started and they were pushing the mask, I used to go to Walmart and wherever, and I didn't wear one. Yeah, see, there's still a lot of people down here that have not got the vaccination yet. And the more and more they do with that stuff, the more and more they're showing that the vaccination really doesn't always help. Um, the ones that have gotten, I'm not sure if it's Pfizer and was it Moderna or whatever, they're saying that after you've had them, 6 months later, you should go get the booster shot. And then today I read a thing that Johnson and Johnson's saying, well, after 2 months you need to go get the booster shot, which is kind of indicating they don't figure their original, the first two shots you got were strong enough or good enough to do anything. Then there's a U.S. Navy ship that's right now in port down in Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. They have 103 crew on the ship, but they're stuck in port because they got a bunch of the crew have tested positive for COVID. and the 103 crew members are 100% all vaccinated. But they got enough of them sick now that they've put the ship in port and they're staying there. So again, kind of shows the vaccination didn't work. Well, this has only been a half hour, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end it anyways. I'm getting at the point if I keep talking, I'm going to start coughing again. I wish I could get rid of this friggin' sinus cold. And this change of weather won't help it any. Because we're supposed to be cool here the next couple nights again. It's been up in the 80s during the day. I don't think we got about 65 or so today. So I'm going to go ahead and end this and thank you all for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next one.